what are the challenges? See this challenge, I just pointed it to be three because I don't want to also, I don't know if we have, because looking at what I saw, but again, maybe for people that would maybe listen to this online, yeah, looking like people are trying to transit. So I don't also push you away with the challenges and I say, I want to put you guys the get problem, but this like I make I just the way I did. I just leave it, left it as three, but I think we all, at least looking at the charts, we have done one or two things already. So you have an idea of how every career, every choice of job we choose to do has its own challenges. So it's not to scare you. But I would explain what these three things mean. Scope creep, like if I project manager even work within the delivery space, not the software delivery space. That's the production software delivery life cycle. If you work in that space, you'll be hearing it a lot of scope creep to look like a buzz. It's actually a buzzword there.
Master.
Sorry that.
You don't need to know when somebody's seriously doing something.
Sorry, please can we mute? Okay, I think I can mute you myself. Okay. All right, so I've muted. All right. So the scope creep is more like what I would add as what I got. That's the best way to put it. So imagine the owner is telling you, "Oh, I want." Like so, someone like me now, I will also joke about it. I think for guys, naturally, it's or maybe just also by just being lazy. We'll claim we don't know colors. You say, every blue is blue. It's a female that tell that there's one that is sky blue, there's one that is royal blue. Especially they when they go to this their wine family, they don't say, okay, one is turquoise red, one is clinical. So they have that variety of colors. So now imagine you've done your this and you're like saying, the owner is telling you, and God wants to now bless you. The owner is a female who knows what color is what. And she's telling you, put tomato red. You in your church mind, you went to go and put, is it yours blood red? And she's not telling you that different things. I'm like, oh no, no, madam, this is the red you have asked for. Do you know there will be conflict? That's actually how school could be. I'm just trying to bring it down to what it looks like. So it could be maybe what they ask you to do is they want a system that debits once the person puts pin and the pin is correct. You felt like, so far the person has put pin. The person not put an incorrect pin now. You allowed it to go. And you're saying you have delivered. If he did not work after the put pin, the question is it the correct pin? So that's why your quality assurance person also comes in. So scope can form in different. So that's why it's saying define clear requirement and manage stakeholder expectation. Because again, stakeholder might be as clear as they can be, and sometimes too, they also can be funny because, like I said, they're also not that technical. They might not be able to define it to the granular things. Like, oh, what they just want is they want a solution that allows transactions to go. It is you that you are taking on. For transaction to go, you need authorization. Authorization to, and what are the forms of authorization? Okay, you have PIN, you have password. You could say, password will work here. And the guy is saying that I just want authorization to go after authorization. So you now need to clearly state, even before you accept that one. Tell the person you have two options. You have PIN and password. Which one do you want? Okay, the person has said, okay, I want PIN. Go the extra mile. How many digits PIN? Because they can be funny. Somebody can tell you the PIN he knows is just one digit. Now, why do you want to stress his customer? His customer can be remembering 5 digits, can remember four digits. And at the end of the day, it's the owner. So if he wins that case and he has gotten, you also just advise, oh, this, and this, maybe security reasons. Are you ready to pay the risk? And he's like, oh, I'm fine, don't worry, just document it. He signs off. I want one digit PIN. No go and do Basabida. Because fraud happened in company A because of that person used one PIN. You know, said that because your own company is company B. You've forgotten that what the person requested for is the ease of access that is looking for. It could have mitigated the risk. What would happen if it gets compromised? It might have another system in place that controls that kind of compromise. I'm not saying that's the best that would happen. So you have to like also stand your ground sometimes for you. If the person is still saying at the end of the day, the owner, the business still has the final say. This is what I want. You've provided it. It's like even if you also want to look at it, you have a clothes, you have a function, a wedding to attend, you have the material. They've told you I'm like, okay, because I went to a wedding yesterday. So they told you, oh, you guys are even in Aquadamen. So the owner of the wedding is saying, hey, let me not even go for that far. You know that today, if I'm going to be doing, if anybody is doing any wedding and they invite you to be the Aquadamen, who will pick the clothes of the color or the material that would, is it the groomsman will pick, will wear? Is it the groomsman that will pick it or the person getting married? I think we all know the answer. It is my wedding, no, it's not your wedding. I'm only advising you to what you would do is I don't want to be a groomsman. I'm going because I don't like the color. Not that you not tell me that in my own wedding that I'm just extending invite to you that come and do when in Agbada, and you're telling me, because Agbada you pick is black, I don't wear black, so go and pick yellow for me. You see your wedding at the end of the day. So that's where you come. So scope creep comes in those kind of forms. You don't do what is not you're not asked to do. That's the scope. So then the challenges also have this cross team coordination. So like I said, the how do you overcome them? So for overcoming scope creep, you define and clean, clear and unambiguous requirements have it documented. You don't just say, I want transfer to go with authorization. What kind of authorization are you talking about? Pin. Okay, what kind of pin? How many digits? You also have you want really pins like 1111 in four places, or you want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You ask those so it is clear and concise. So that nobody's having any ambiguity to say, I didn't know you were saying you don't want training because you didn't state it there. That solves your scope creep. You have it documented. Cross team coordination, because again, you're working with various kind of teams. You're working with software engineers, are working with software testers, quality assurance team. You're working with security team that also ensure that your system is secure. You're working with maybe DevOps team that ensures the your pipeline is protected and the delivery is also fine. You're working with architectural team who handles your system infrastructure and everything. You're working with the diverse kind of thing. We call again, if you are also very good, you can just have one key area you're very versatile with. All these weak areas, how do you manage them? So that way you have the cross-functional team coordination. So that's the challenge. So how do you manage a solution developer? How do you manage a solution architect? And how do you also manage a solution quality assurance person? So how do you do this? You foster team collaboration between the tech and the business, because again, you also have an oversight of the what's it called of the business side, because again, you're also like the bridge between the two teams. Also, that's a way to do. So what do? You foster collaboration between the tech and the business unit to ensure that the tech guys also have a way of meeting this. I think that's where the Scrum team also comes in. So when you're doing your Agile methodology frameworks, you have your daily Scrums where you would discuss, you have the product owners, the business guys, you also have the technical teams on the call. 15 minutes call to discuss what was done yesterday, what are we doing today, are there any blockers, are there any challenges? So when you have that daily, the team is already synced. The team sync is there. You would have little or less as when it comes to team coordination. But then one of the other challenge again is the fast-paced tech changes. Because like I said, maybe when you were writing your own code, it was QBasic. Now the world has moved. They are doing JavaScript. You want to say no, it's Angular. And you want to say it's QBasic, you can write. And you want to go and write the website in QBasic. Just a play. You'll be fine. So you need to also stay updated with current industry trends and also emerging tools. You have people working with AI as you know AI is their PA and they know how to use it very, very well. So those are the challenges. The other challenge is there are days that I think I saw a post was not during the week where somebody said project management is when you constantly give updates because you also constantly keep updates. So you imagine if you have a progress, so yes, today you plan on doing 1, 2, 3, you were able to do 1 day, you would be ginger to report this to your senior or to your line manager or your boss. Day 2, you plan on doing 4, 5, 6. You couldn't do 4, you couldn't complete it. You would just be sluggish to tell your like boss that this is what has happened. But at least eventually you say. So now imagine day 3. You have 4, 5, 6 of yesterday, you haven't finished. You now have 7, 8 that you're meant to do in day 3. Now you now did 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You still good, you still win. But there are days that you might be stuck on 4 for like 5 consecutive days. What do? You keep updating, you keep reminding them that this is where we are. That's where your problem starts. Sorry, like I said, I don't want to scare anybody. That's where the challenge is. Imagine again the same updates day 1, day 2, day in, day out, and for a long period. You're just stuck at that spot. Even if nobody comments, say, guy, what's going on? We are all humans. So everyone wants to be attributed with success. It gets to start telling on your emotions. You start feeling like that's why like I said, one of the skills is emotional intelligence, because not even to the team, even to you yourself, you might be feeling like a failure. There are days you just wake up and be like, come on. Because again, it's funny how you get attached to your projects. Because again, if you love the project to that extent, you get so attached to it, and if it fails, you also feel like, oh, a part of you has failed. So you need to know how to marry that together. Because to be honest with you, challenges with project management, like I said, not to scare anybody. Every job has its own his own commands, but then you might be faced with situation like, ah, have I not chosen the wrong career? Okay, so in conclusion, I think I have this built down. Um, yeah, or I don't know if I should conclude this for asking or giving them for questions. But then I just have this just like a step, a guidance to say just like it's the SDLC, Solution Development Life Cycle, where you have your system requirements, you have it analyzed, you have it designed, you have it put into code, you have it tested, and then you deploy it into operations so that it's been. So a technical project manager is crucial in ensuring technology projects are delivered efficiently. They have a mix of project management expertise and technical knowledge and leadership capability. Adapting to challenges and continuous learning are key to success in this role. Because like I said, challenges will keep coming. You have to be very versatile, you have to be flexible, not one-sided to say, oh, this is only this way I'm doing, and if it doesn't work this way, that's the end. You need to be that flexible. You need to adapt quickly and easily to be a successful technical project manager. And you also have to continuously learn. You learn, unlearn, and relearn. The learning circle doesn't stop. It keeps going. So with this few points of mine, I hope I've been able to convince and not to confuse anybody. And technical project managers are beautiful and wonderful people. So I think I would give room for questions, comments, or are there any questions? Don't be scared, or you can ask your questions. But like my plan said, I wasn't planning on even saying anything for a long time. I just plan on saying, okay, just let's do Q&A. What are the questions you have for what project management looks like? It might be anything in this space. I will start asking questions. Okay. Oh, sorry, I'm seeing your hand. But what I'm seeing as the name is Zoom user. So I don't want to believe that's your name. But you can just go ahead and maybe just tell me your name before the question. You can see and just go ahead. Oh, Monisua.
Um, okay, yeah, sorry. Good evening, sir.
Evening,
Good
ma.
afternoon. Okay, about technical project management. Now, for non-technical project management, I want to transition into technical project management. And if you want to apply for an IT related job, what are like the requirements like for a non-technical project manager should have to be qualified to get the tech job? Tech.
Okay. So if I can summarize, I'll get the question correctly. What are So I'm a non-technical project manager. That's a project manager, but not in the tech space. But I'm applying for a job as a technical project manager. What are the requirements? So basic thing again is one thing first is one, the way the zero should I call it 101 for equipment is just tailoring my CV to look at least to pass the first stage of the screening. But again, what I used to look at for interviews, I used to tell myself, even again, I'm also still learning. It's a two-way street. This way you're also needing the job. It's the way the job is also needing, or the whoever is like, interviewing you is also needing you. So at the end of the day, the bottom line everybody checks is they look at the key things. It's person teachable. Because you look at it on at the foundation of it of the both work. We're working within three constraints. You're working within the cost, you're working within the time, you're working within the scope of the implementation. Just that you are not that understand with what are the terminologies, what are the kind of projects that it is. I don't know where the person is coming from. Is it the building kind of projects? What? But again, if you look at the building side, so it's the three constraints. This guy wants to build two-story building. This guy wants to do, or maybe even for the engineers, that's the ones that work with the highways and everyone. Okay, they want to do this. There's a scope of it. There's a set of timeline that we're working with, and there's a cost to that. Now, for a technical guy, too, it's the same thing. Somebody has defined what the scope is in terms of maybe the business requirement documents, in terms of maybe the user stories or whatever terminologies they're using. So at the interview, what they are looking out for is, can you explain these things with it to relate it to technology? What I would advise is before that kind of interview, you at least doing your research, marry that, oh, these people talk about Scrum. What is their Scrum? It's their daily meeting where they talk about what was done yesterday, what's their plan for today? Are there any issues? If you are someone that has worked in the building or construction place as a project manager, you know that definitely you go every day to your site to check what did these people plan to do yesterday? Were they able to complete it? what are their plans for today? Or what did you do yesterday? Were able to complete it? What are their plans for today? Are there any issues? Did anybody come to say, well, maybe town council came and said, oh yeah, no, stop here. Town planning. Those kind of things, those are blockers. How was it resolved? How were you able to resolve them? Regardless. And what I would always want to see is you've at least gone that far to even research on what the technology guys do. The only difference is that for you, for the building person, if he has built, it's ready, hands over the key. The same thing again. You can marry them to the software guy. So if a software guy has developed, the developer now is not the normal person that makes the sand. It's someone that's writing code, somebody that's tested it. You also have your quality assurance person in that side too. You have your HSC guys also at sites. Now the HSC guys are not like we now bring it down to this SDLC. They are the people that do check for that do your security assessments, your penetration testing, your vulnerability assessments. Those are like your guys. You have risk community to that check to say, oh, hope this implementation will not expose us. They just control people to do that. Maybe you have your, if it's in a bank, like you have maybe branch control, IT controls, whatever controls that are in place. Those guys also check that is this system not introducing a new risk? Is there going to be a breach in control of processes? So you're able to marry those two situations. Nobody will intervene and sees that kind of conversation will not say, oh, even though the person hasn't gotten the chance to work, but they would not, because what everybody's trying to look for, like I said, it's a two-way street. I don't want to employ someone I know that it will take me 5 months to get that certain to hit the ground running. I want her that at least worst case scenario, after like 5 days, she's able to pick up. Or she's able to pick up and I can just move on with my life. Because again, you're going to be embodied with someone that also has his own day-to-day tasks. That's why they also always try to want to pick someone that's on it. And at the end of the day, it's still the same thing. Because for the same person that is a technical person, if he wants to go to the other side too, he would need to be given that chance. You just need to sell yourself well to also speak to some knowledge. So now marry or bring it home together to say, oh, this thing you're doing here is the same thing I've done here. I don't know if that has provided a bit of clarity. So how to land the job.
Okay, okay, sir.
All right, thank you. Are there any other questions? I've taken 10 minutes extra out of your time. Questions, anybody? Apologies for overshooting the time. No, there are no questions. It's either one or two things. It's either you have all understood or I have confused everybody the more. It's one of the two. So which side is this? Is it that everybody is clear or everybody is just like this guy just find us, let him be going? Oh, we're not on the call
Yes,
at
I
all.
have a question.
Oh, okay, please go ahead.
Okay, so as a technical project manager, we were taught that some of the tools they use like Jira and the rest. So how is the project manager being able to properly manage the team with those tools? I don't know, is it only majorly Jira that we use, or are there other tools? And even with Jira, how are you able to manage the team effectively? Especially you talked about Scrum and each sprint, making sure that they're able to meet up with the distance, are able to manage them
Yeah.
using the tool
Okay, yeah.
or
Yeah,
that
so
tools.
so I will answer it with maybe this. So whichever tool that the organization, because wherever you're joining, instead of actually creating your own company, you are able to define the tool. But wherever you're joining to, maybe you are the head of that unit, you are still able to define the tool. But let's use work with the fact that, or with the possibility that you guys are working with Jira as a tool. So now for Jira, for the management itself, you would have resources. Let's say you're assigned, so I'm just going to work with the names I'm seeing on the chat. So let's assume Adeji is a software developer. Then Adeoya or Inkosola is a tester, and Amelia is your product owner. Let's even assume, let's just work like that. The three of you are like on one project. You are at the you are the Scrum or the Scrum Master, which is also the technical project manager. So for Jira, you create a tag or a ticket, whatever terminology you want to use, with the name title of that project itself or that feature itself. Then you state each person's name, also assign them to that tax or that ticket, and their days, their story points, which is the days they have said they would, or the number of time they have said they're going to take them to deliver that work. So at day one, you guys have already put it on your sprint board. At day one at Scrum, you guys come together, you discuss, okay, this is our project. Project is, okay, let me do for example, I'm buying a car. I'm not saying it. You want to get on to buy a car. No, since I'm talking about technology, let me consider, okay, create a login in page. So day one, you ask the developer, okay, what have you done? What did you do yesterday? Okay, yesterday we did our sprint planning. We get to understand what we want to do, what the login page would look like. In case BC spoke with Amelia with the product owner, and then Adediji and Adelia were both aligned on the call. That's the sprint planning. That's the one. So the developer that Adediji is now saying that what he has planned to do is to commence the work. He plans to complete maybe one, create a text box for the username. Maybe that's the only thing we do today. He documents that. Are there any blockers? No, he has no problem. As at that morning, you guys have discussed, it's on that Jira ticket. You guys all went, we attend to other things. He also goes to do his own job. What's it called? Adelia is waiting for the work to be completed so that she can test. Then Amelia is also doing other business things because again, the product owner is like a business person that has day-to-day tasks too. By day two, Adelia then comes back to say, oh, I was able to complete the username text box today. Now I'm creating text box for password. That's what he has planned to do. Good scenario, complete it in day two. Day three, same thing. But what if the bad scenario is where he comes on day two to say, oh, what I had promised to do in day one, I was unable to do it because I was faced with a blocker, which he has communicated to ADBC, you, the project manager, to say, oh, when I was trying to create the text was the environment is down, I cannot access it, so it's not allowing me create it. He has communicated it. You understand the system. So you know how the system that I don't know, able to pinpoint to say, oh, this is why the system is failing. You know the person in charge of that system that can help you bring it back up. You go and help him. If you're able to help him resolve that, you come back again on that ticket to say, oh, this your issue has been resolved. But I can also bring it back to if you're in the building I don't know if whichever field you were before. If you're in the building industry, you know your developer is saying that we're meant to do maybe I don't know, I've not built a house before, sha. Maybe we're meant to do linted. I don't know what they call this. I think it's decking or whatever it is, either decking or whatever. So, but while we're trying to do that, that's the plan for today. Well, while in that process, the cement finished. Oh, I've communicated to the project manager who has then said, oh, I've communicated to the person that is procuring for us. They are bringing the 100 bag of cement tomorrow. So you already know that nothing will happen today because these guys are blocked because of that cement. What does it mean? Indirectly, they're not doing anything, but it was documented. You have it in place. So if the supplier supplies the cement that day, they're able to start work tomorrow. But if not, you guys just come together and you discuss, what are we doing? We're waiting for cement. You by that time, you know that it is now your own fault to say, this person has told me since yesterday until now. Then you also go and escalate the supplier. My guys cannot work because you had promised us to give us cement since yesterday. This is one day. Are you saying I will just keep paying these people free money? How many? And again, if I've lost one day, I'll pay them for that one day because they not say they didn't want to show up. They showed up, well, there was no resource to work. And now they would not work another extra day, all because of you that I had no budget for. She gets that same thing is what you're also doing in the Scrum meeting. So say, whoever is your blocker, whoever is able to help you resolve the blocker, you are able to quickly go and tell the person, this is the impact of what you are thinking. I'm just coming here to come and beg you. So if you are saying that you are fine with it, no wala, you will pay this person the extra work. And you are able to also communicate that. So that's how you manage it on Jira. So the Jira is just like a platform where you just create tickets and you have people's name, you document it there, what they want to do. Daily, you update the status. The Scrum framework or methodology is just what was done yesterday, all we done today, or what you'll be doing today. Are there any blockers? The resources, that's the developers and the testers, the quality assurance guys, are the ones that are meant to be updating the tickets. Yours is just to facilitate the session. So when they update and they are saying they are blocked and they've communicated to you, then you step in to help them resolve those blockers. Yeah, right. Like you going to talk to the supplier, I need 10 packs. Like you going to tell the infrastructure team to say, the infrastructure is down, I need it up. Can this be spinned up? Oh, my infrastructure I'm using, I don't like it, it's dragging. Can I add 2 gig more of RAM? Do you get that's where you also come in. All these are documented on Jira tickets. I hope I was able to clarify.
Yeah, thank you. Last question, sorry. I sometimes the project manager is majorly like the intermediary between either the client or the management and the developers, the team. So sometimes they are also giving you, okay, this is the deadline, make sure that this thing is done. And you, on the other hand, you are trying to make sure you are managing the team and the developers to make sure they deliver. And sometimes they might even feel as if you are rude. Okay, you talk about communication. So in the areas where management or the client give you a deadline to meet, and your developers, they are blockers, and some of them, so maybe sometimes they are third party this thing, and there's pressure from the top on you. Whereas the bloggers, I've let them know how will you be able to properly communicate so that you not also lose your job, and make sure that you're able to communicate well and there's no issues. I mean, with the management or with the clients. How is the
Thank you.
communication in that aspect? How are you able to deliver that?
Thank you. I like that statement. So I'm not able to do your job. At the end of the day, we all are employees. So there are ways you also communicate. Also, I said one of the skills too is also emotional intelligence. You know how you communicate. There's a way you would tell somebody, there's a way my boss says, there's a way you tell someone you are stupid, and the person will be smiling with you. She gets is the tone. So now, like I said, the boss is telling you, so let's say the developer has told you that it's taking 5 days, or it's taking 5 days. But because maybe your CIO is not saying that, no, I want this done today. It's just in documentation to say, this is the proposed plan. We're meant to do what we call it is by mandates. We have been asked to do it today. You escalate it to your own because there's no way you not report directly into this empty. You have your own immediate boss. Tell the person. It's no longer the person, it's no longer your own headache. It's even sweeter, it makes your work easier. Because you all indirectly report to the CIO, and the CIO has told everybody that I want this thing done today. It's other you guys just need to point to him that wow, to get this thing done today, we have told you to take 5 days. It might mean that we have to bring 5 guys to do this thing today. It means, and these 5 guys are working on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe 4. It means 1, 2, 3, 4 will be paused to achieve your today, or you allow us go and use that 5 days. And again, it's if Alpha and Omega indirectly in that sense. You have printed it to him. This is the impact of this decision, but we can still give you this. It's just like you are saying, okay, somebody can build the whole house. I don't know, Sha, but I'm guessing if there's enough money and it's possible you finish a complete building in 1 week. Maybe if you have all the resources, many people working around the clock. Okay, maybe we have to wait for it to dry. There might be machines that they will have to deploy and then they will just make everything dry at once. It's just into 30%. Nothing is impossible. No what? And that's what they will also tell you. The events leaders will say, you cannot tell me it's impossible. Somebody else is doing it in Silicon. No what? This guy is able to do it. Maybe he has 10 people working on just one thing. And you just want to have one person. That's something that is that is going to use 10 days. You can't expect the same results. Are you able to afford this? And if you can, if there's a situation where they will tell you, okay, go ahead, deploy 2 more resources. Okay, make the 5 days 2 days. Then it's now negotiation. But at that point, it's no longer as if you are not telling that it's not possible. You are telling him that it is possible only on this condition. And you know it is with fact to say, but even if you're not good with that decision, these other things will suffer for it. Are you fine with this decision? At the end of the day, you are still not the final. Is this owner indirectly? He has because again, if he tells you that whatever you guys are doing or whatever that person is doing is not as important as this thing, it's as good as telling you that everything everybody is doing is not important. Just get me this one for this one day. Just need to communicate the impact to the person, and they will definitely comment. Then again, it comes back to the team because again, you favored your CI, but your team too might be because again, it's human beings that are doing it. Maybe the guy has planned that he will close early. It's like this halftime, but because of this other mandates, he will not be able to. You also eventually need to persuade the guy that guy have foul. It's not saying this is from you. You know, there are ways you talk to the person that even me myself, if it was left to me, nobody's dying. I can't wait till but you understand that this kind of things happen. That's what the in safe or safe scrum master, safe calls it a coach. They don't even call you scrum master anymore, they call you coach because there are days that all you are doing is just counseling. You're not doing anything, you're just counseling your team. Say, but I know you're going through a lot. I know that it's a lot of pressure. You know, you're just giving the guy pep talks. And before you know it, that would even go a long way. It might even be changed because he might have been thinking of giving up. Because some people are very funny. Not everybody that's working to collect salary. Some of us are just doing that. They just don't want to stay at home. And imagine you're frustrating the guy. You cannot say that he wants to resign. But that's fact that you're not coaching and say, oh no, it's just you don't just give up a man, you have to face it. Then just kind of pep talks. So you have like you're wearing many hats at this scrum master or a project manager. So today you might be a pastor. Tomorrow you can wake up to be an imam. Next tomorrow you can wake up to be preacher of love and war at the same time. I don't know if you get it. So you just have to keep in whole situation be communicating and ensuring that your team spirit, your team members are comfortable working, and then your seniors too. Because again, even if your team member is comfortable, like saying you're not saying because of the team member, you're fighting your CIO. Maybe your team member will promote you or give you. You get. You need to also have a balance between the two of them. But the best thing is accept it, print the picture, analyze the situation. These are the risks. This is what it will take to get your this. Are you fine? And he approves it. You guys go into action. Exactly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, I think, yeah, you're welcome. So I know I've overdone the timing now because this is already 4:23. That's like 30 minutes extra. So apologies everybody for taking 30 minutes extra out of your time. But I believe, or I want to hope that it was an insightful session. Thank you so much for attending. Hope to see us next. I think next week what we'll just do will just be maybe I'll try as much as possible to just maybe present just 2 slides and everyone that joins will be the one talking. Maybe the one teaching us that day. Is that fine with every one of us? There's some voice I didn't even hear at all from the beginning to the end. Even by chance or by mistake, they didn't even mistakenly unmute themselves. Yeah, I can see it now. That's it's for someone that has 0 and active.
Yep.
Yeah. So 2 things first. I don't know if you were in the previous sessions. So I would advise you this way, depends on where you're going. So you can learn it anywhere because project management is also even in a fashion school. I don't want to call it a tailor shop. Because actually those guys are also indirect project managers. Because again, they are the ones doing both project management and also developers work. So a client has come to say, oh, this is the style I want. You get, yeah, you'll be like, oh, it's fine. It's taking 2 weeks to give you this design. That's project management. Then again, they are still the same person that will still sew. For some of them that are like bosses, they will do the work of project management, and then their juniors will be the ones to sew it. When it's ready, they check what the work junior has done. Oh, it's still aligned with what the guys want, and they present it to the clients. Actually, that's project management. So then it now comes down to say, oh, which field or which is it the technical bit you want, or is it the engineering bit you want? That's people that work with the oil and gas or whatever it is. Or long and short, it's just someone that helps deliver products or projects or implementation or initiative within scope, time, and budgets. So I don't know, were you in the previous 2 sessions? It's me. Yeah.
No, not at all. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, I was not at the previous class.
Yeah. You know what? If you would also join the next week, so you just at least watch the previous videos. At least I know the person had some introduction. Then at least when you're coming on the next class, you have your questions. So okay, I've decided this is the harm I want to do. Then I'm able to provide a better guidance on where you should work.
Okay. Thank you very much.
So, but what do you do currently, if I may ask? Well, that's specific and that way to look at it.
Hello?
Hello? So I was asking what you do currently.
Oh, I work with kids. I'm not currently in Nigeria. Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
I said I'm a childminder. I work with kids. I'm not currently in Nigeria.
Oh, okay. All right. So I would have asked that you do 1 or 2 internships in project management. And I also
Okay.
have a guide in that light.
Okay.
So I think we can also reach out to Kadewale. So if there's a way, if there are things, so you can also maybe drop better details. I know he might also have those experiences that.
Sorry, I can't pick that, please.
All right. So I was thinking you can reach out to the convener of this event itself, Kadewale.
Okay.
And so if you're able to, so at least he will also provide more guidance because I know there are some internship roles that you can also still apply for.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
No.